Most think the Great War between the Empire and Skarsvale started over land or gold. But the truth? It began with a horse. Not just any horse. A legendary Skarsvale stallion named Frostwind, said to have the winter wind in its lungs. The Imperial Prince wanted it. The King of Skarsvale refused. That single act of defiance sparked a war that would reshape the continent. It's absurd, but power makes people petty. The Empire, used to getting its way, couldn't stand being told no. For the king, Frostwind was more than property. It was a symbol of his land's wild, untamable spirit. Giving up the horse would have meant giving up a piece of his kingdom's soul. So, a line was drawn in the snow, and the Empire, in its arrogance, crossed it with legions. This forgotten incident reveals everything: the Empire's hunger to possess, Skarsvale's refusal to be owned. The war wasn't about a horse anymore. It was about pride, principle, and the right to say no. Sometimes the smallest spark ignites the greatest fire, and so the world changed. With a nay, not a bang. Ravaged Thrones is a world, Viridia, broken and wild, where ancient magic seeps back like water through cracks. This isn't fairy tale magic. It's dangerous, unpredictable, and it warps everything it touches. Kingdoms crumble, monsters roam, and every ambitious soul wants a piece of the chaos. The old magical empire is gone, leaving dozens of factions fighting for scraps. Noble houses, cults, and ruthless merchants all vie for power. But two giants dominate: the Empire, seeking order, and Skarsvale, clinging to freedom. Here, survival is a daily struggle. The land itself is an enemy. Leaders face impossible choices: starvation or invasion, tradition or change. In Viridia, cleverness matters more than swords, and the line between king and warlord is razor thin. It's a brutal, raw world, perfect for epic tales of conflict, betrayal, and the slim hope of glory. Welcome to the ultimate test of survival. The Empire, officially the Argent Imperium, sees itself as the continent's savior. Their mission: reunite Viridia, restore peace, and end chaos. Their method: absolute control. They promise roads, laws, and safety, but only on their terms. To the Empire, freedom is chaos, and tradition is an obstacle. They enforce order with legions, taxes, and a rulebook thicker than a castle wall. Their strength is unmatched: wealth, technology, and fanatically loyal armies. But their arrogance blinds them to the value of other cultures. The Empire wants not just to lead, but to own every king, every merchant, every soul. They call it progress, even if it means paving over sacred forests or outlawing old gods. In their eyes, they're saviors. That's what makes them so dangerous: order at any cost. Then there's Boren Ironhide, King of Skarsvale. Everything the Empire is not. He rules from a throne of ancient wood, wears bear pelts, and leads by example, not decree. The Empire calls him a barbarian, but his strength is earned through hardship and loyalty. Boren's authority comes from respect, not bloodline. He's hunted, starved, and bled with his people. He values freedom above all, seeing the Empire's order as a cage. Boren fights not for conquest, but to protect his land and way of life. The Empire can't buy or intimidate him. He's weathered worse than any southern army. For Skarsvale, survival means standing together, stubborn and proud. Boren is the immovable object to the Empire's unstoppable force. In this war, he fights for the right to live and die free. The Empire marched north, expecting to crush Skarsvale quickly. But the Siege of Winter's Jaw changed everything. A fortress carved into a glacier, holding the main pass. The Empire hurled legions and siege engines at it for a season, but the defenders, led by Boren, used the land itself as a weapon. Avalanches, ambushes, and ferocious resistance turned the siege into a nightmare. Then, during the worst blizzard in memory, Boren struck. He led a small force through the storm, targeting the Empire's supply train. Food and firewood burned, animals slaughtered. The Imperial army froze and starved. The proud legions retreated, broken not by battle, but by the land and its people. Skarsvale gained hope. The Empire lost its aura of invincibility. The cost was high, many dead, a scarred land, but the war was now personal. Both sides were changed, and the conflict only grew fiercer. If you crave tales of clashing empires and stubborn kings, follow us for more from Ravaged Thrones. The chaos of Viridia is just beginning.